Peace and blessings. How are you doing? I hope all is well here. I will get the other readings out later on today because it's 4:30 a.m. my time here. So I will get the readings out later on today, um, which is the Man Cave reading, and also I will get the Man Cave romance reading and the Man Cave shadow reading. So I will be getting those two out today. But I want to come on here because I want to talk about Scorpio energy, and how it relates to us. How it relates to people who have a lot of Scorpio in their chart, or people who are Scorpios here, or how it relates to us as a collective here. Okay, so with Scorpio energy, I talked about in the Man Cave reading previously, the general reading at the end, and I said I was going to make a video about it. Scorpio energy, the way how it works, because this is stated, that energy comes after, Scorpio comes after Libra's energy. So, and I talked about what Libra represents, the pros, the cons, light and dark, positive, negative, things of that nature. Um, things of that nature. For, against you, things of that nature. And you also discernment to an extent, weighing out things. And what happened is that with Libra, because I talked about it, it's like the Justice card in tarot deck. It kind of pretty much, it's like fair, just decisions are made, but action that has to be taken with that. Was Scorpio comes in based off of that, because I talked about, because Mars is the co-ruler Aries and Scorpio. No, Mars is the ancient ruler Aries and Scorpio. Mars is about action, it's about conflict, it's about war, and sometimes it takes that in life, in order for it, in order for things to happen, on the lighter side, and Scorpio is a sign that come after Libra. Scorpio is a sign that come after Libra. Because see, Libra believes in balance, but see, Scorpio is a sign come after Libra. So Scorpio's job here is like it has to execute that. People always talk about Scorpio, it's about revenge, and they were like, okay, you're supposed to turn the other cheek, and you got to forgive. And in some cases, people not may not forgive right off until things happen, you know. And so with Scorpio's energy, Scorpio here is about executing. And then you have Sagittarius come after. That's like the Temperance card, the Tarot deck, and the Wheel of Fortune. That's where forgiveness happens. But with Scorpio and releasing. But with Scorpio here, Scorpio is about executing. Because Pluto is the, because Pluto is a Pluto rules Scorpio. This is co-ruler, and Pluto executes. What it does here. Pluto and Saturn, like two karmic planets, actually, is what it is here. And then you got Jupiter, of course, that rules Sagittarius. And with Jupiter, you think about with Jupiter retrograde. So, and when you think about with Jupiter retrograde, it's kind of like the Wheel of Fortune going backwards in the tarot deck. It can expand things for its better or worse. But with the Wheel of Fortune, also about things moving forward with things, executing. You know, is what it is here. And with Scorpio energy, I used to always wonder. People used to always um, talk about how Scorpio like to get revenge and things of that nature. But when you think about it, people who are Scorpios, have a lot of Scorpio in their chart, they tend to go through things. They tend to go through situations in life. It's like a karmic thing that keep occurring, especially if you have Pluto opposing your South Node, especially how Pluto opposing your South Node. Okay, so you have people in life who will sit up there and then play power games in life to those people. And what happened is that it's like they sit up there thinking the whole time, because Scorpio is about about self empowerment as well. So what happened is that those people, it's like they sit up there and they think that they're always supposed to forgive, right? I mean, I'm not gonna say forgive, but the proper thing I'm trying to say is that they tried to say that those people are, they'd be like, okay, karma gonna happen, karma gonna get them, things that nature, turn the other cheek, but these same things keep happening to them. So with that being said, those things are basically teaching them a lesson. It's what it is. And no, it's not. I don't. And no, it's not turning the other cheek. Because I did talk about Scorpio comes after Libra. Libra is about balance, and Scorpio, because Pluto rules Scorpio. Scorpio is about execution, power, execution, and with Scorpio, because they got that what they stinger for. Scorpio here job is to execute, meaning that they will provide karma. They are karma. They will provide karma. They are karma. They are that karmic force is gonna bring balance. And that's the thing throughout life. They have to learn that from childhood all up until they get older, until they learn it, especially up to the Saturn return. They have to learn it. And see, that's what it teaches people as a collective. That's what it teaches people here as a collective. That's what teaches us as a collective. That's Scorpio's role as teaching us as a collective in life. It's not about bowing down and holding hands and singing kumbaya and things of that nature. No, we're supposed to provide that karma. Is what it is here. We're supposed to provide that. We're not supposed to be no pushovers. And it's based off of what is happening in front of us, what is being presented, and what is taking place in front of us. And the actions are decided on out of integrity. Capricorn represents integrity. Out of integrity, after weighing the pros and cons. That's what they do in court. That's what they do in the justice system. That's correct. They weigh out things first. That's what they even got jurors first. Then, if you're found guilty, what happened is that they're going to indict you, meaning execute. Whether if it's indictment, sentencing you, or no, they're gonna sentence you. Basically, they're going to sentence you, or they're gonna give you the death penalty, and eventually they're gonna execute that death penalty. It depends when you're on death row. Some people may be on death. Some people be on death row for quite some time, especially if you're sentenced to death. But eventually, they may execute you. I don't know. Some places still do the electric chair. Some of them may do. Some of them may do lethal injection. That's Scorpio executing. Is what this is here. And that's what, as it relates to our energy, when you look at where Pluto is placed at in that chart, that's about your shadow. We're gonna go personal here. I'll talk about on the collective level another day. I thought now when you look at Scorpio here, now when you look at where your Pluto is placed in your chart, when you look at where it placed at, because Pluto represents the shadow here, represents our fears, the shadow, and we're gonna have experience coming to our life that's gonna make us overcome that. For example, if we fear becoming a cheater, if we fear committing infidelity in relationships, there's going to be some partners that's going to come in and that's going to help us overcome that fear by what? Committing infidelity to us. They're gonna take action, and it turns to infidelity against us. I guess is a better way to put it. I'm sleepy because I need to get me some sleep. But they're going to do that, and it may traumatize us. But remember, their partner displaying those traits within us. Some of us we will go forward and hate them and stuff. Mm-mm. It's not a way to go. Cause see, you got different types of Scorpios. You got the Scorpion. That's a darker version of Scorpio. You got the Phoenix. You got the Eagle and the Phoenix. The Eagle and the Phoenix are the ones that rises from the ashes after they go through its death phase. After the Scorpion sting itself and the other person, especially after stalling the person to death and mind fucking the person into them thinking that they want to gotten over, especially the Scorpion seeing that they didn't get what they need or what they were seeking or their purpose that was there. So they leave that behind. It's like they're gonna leave that person stinging. They'll be stinging that person and leave that person in hopes of let them think that they're getting what they're getting when there's not when they're not getting, they're not really getting what they're getting. It's different ways how they're gonna sting that person. It's so many different ways, and people don't notice this. That Scorpion, or people allow Scorpio in the chart. And so what happened here is that after that happens, it's like eventually, because a death have to happen. So now the Scorpion had to be freed, but the other people had to be freed as well. That's why I was stating execution had to happen. So therefore, forgiveness happened afterward. Forgiveness happened after the execution happened. That's where forgiveness and releasing comes in at. And the releasing come in at is what it is. Sagittarius, the ninth house. Guess what? When forgiveness happens, guess what? You see the higher purpose of that experience. You see the higher purpose of that experience. Even as you're healing within that situation, but as you take your time to heal, eventually you're going to see the higher purpose of that situation. Sagittarius is the higher mind. You're going to see the higher purpose of that situation. And guess what? You're going to take that wisdom and you're going to move forward. So you be equipped for other experiences. It's going to even help trigger transformation within you. Even within your DNA on the cellular level, which is going to happen when the South Node goes to Scorpio with a lot of people. There's already a transmutation going on within the DNA, a tempering of energies, and light codes being activated. Now, when the South Node moves to Scorpio, people are going to they're going to use that It's like people they're going to pretty much um because Taurus is like the Hierophant. It's like you already know your worth now. And it's like with the South Node of Scorpio, it's like basically you use that as you go forward. It's more so like you use that as you go forward. Um, is what it is here. Use it to the best of your ability. It's what it is. Even for when you're being equipped, it's going to even have you equipped for situations as you go forward. It's going to change your DNA. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not going to, some of your human issues are gone. That doesn't mean that you're not gonna continue to have human experiences and stuff, but you learn growing and expand on a spiritual level, on a soul level is what happened. And you're not who you were before because a part of you has pretty much died out and is left behind and everything else that was connected with it because it was Saturn and Aquarius. Aquarius is about what we choose to identify with, and we no longer identify with that, so everything else is falling away from it. Some of us right now, that people that we let go of, some of us are being reconciled with them, so therefore it's not the point of really trusting them or anything, but it's you on the opposite end of the spectrum because you had done some type of release. It brought you took back your power, and it's like so now you probably call back into their lives right now to teach them a lesson on unfinished business on the opposite end of the spectrum. Especially if you and that person in the century try to have sun opposition sun. Now they say if this person is Sagittarius and the other person is Gemini, and mind you, we got the lunar nodes there at this time. The North Node of Gemini, South Node of Sagittarius. And if you have North Node, let's say sextile in their Mars, or a Sun conjoining their Pluto, let's say if their Pluto is Sagittarius, and your Sun is in Sagittarius, and it's conjoining each other, that's because you got a lesson that you got to teach that person. It's some type of transformation that you have to help them with. It's unfinished business. It's a transformation that you have to help them with. Because with their sun, with your sun and their sun opposing each other in the natal chart, that's like opposites attracting. You was drawn to each other for karmic reasons. And with that sign conjoining that their natal Pluto, your sign conjoining their natal Pluto is for transformational purposes. Because Pluto represents transformation, even internal transformation, especially if it's retrograde in a chart. Is what it is here. It may be temporarily, or may I don't know, but that's what it is. But that's what Scorpio is about. Because Scorpio is about people always talk down on Scorpio, or people allow Scorpio in the try to make it sound scary. But if those who were really spiritually woke, they would really know who's who, what is what here. Because he was Scorpio. Scorpio, the reason why they say they're attracted to taboo things, you want to know why? Another reason why, besides looking at it on a mundane level, when you look at it on a deeper level, the reason why they consider Scorpio a sign of taboo or attracted to taboo things because they're pretty much um they're pretty much in touch with or coming through for transformational purposes with people, with special people encounter people with a lot of Scorpio, or those who have Scorpio in the chart. They're encountering them for transformational purposes. That's for to help them, because even within the shadow where it's considered taboo. Remember I talked about with infidelity and that's being a fear, and how society looking at infidelity, that's when there's something you already have within you that you have to heal within, come into touch and balance with it, that you have to own within. That's what that is. And so what happening now is that when you encounter those people, that's why they consider them as taboo, because you have those things within you. Some of you it could be homoeroticism. then whatever's considered taboo, it's like you have those within you. And when you encounter people who are Scorpio, and some of you are afraid to own in love, some of you could be possessive, some of you could be possessive like a motherfucker, some of you could be violent. And what happened is that those people, when you encounter those people, they basically trying to help you tap into their energy. It's within, it's in the psyche. They're trying to help you tap into that. They're trying to help you, I would just say tap into that energy, but they're trying to help you address that energy. Not only address it, acknowledge it, own it. Some of you have narcissism traits, or could be a narcissist low key, which what the other partner or whoever the other soulmate were probably mirroring back to you. But it's something that you have to acknowledge within and own. It's part of your shadow. The shadow is the feminine energy. This is where Cancer come in at, which I was talking about in another video. Cancer represents soul power. The soul even represents overcoming fear, whatever that fear is. Like trying something different out of your comfort zone, out of your norm, and out of what you thought was what. It's overcoming a fear. It's more so like climbing it. It's more so like that a person may be afraid of heights. So what they probably decide to do, they probably decide to climb a mountain or climb a building to overcome that fear. That's Cancer, soul power, because that's a soul. Scorpio is the shadow of the soul. It's about the shadow. As Pisces, it's about the higher. It's about the seeing the connecting on a spirit, on the connecting with your higher self on a spiritual level, and even wisdom that are gained through experiences. You use that as you go forward. It's what it is. Which I'll get more into about that as well, because I'm going to make a series with these different zodiac signs starting this week to break it down. But that's what Scorpio is. Especially when you call them intense, it's a fear. Especially when people talk down on Scorpio, people have a lot of Scorpio in the chart. It's a fear that they're projecting onto Scorpio. People have a lot of Scorpio in the chart. They already own that. Now here's the thing. People who are Scorpios have a lot of Scorpio in their chart. If they're going through, if they're not in touch, some of them maybe worry about what society say, and society consider being intense or whatever case is in love taboo, to the point where as they scared to own it. It's within them. Only thing is they have to own that, because Scorpios project out. Water signs project out. They're projecting out the qualities that are already within when they should embrace it within. Especially if you have Pluto in the 7th, or Pluto and Scorpio in the 7th, or if you have Pluto in the 7th house at all. You have to embrace those qualities with it that you are projecting out. They are within you, because you are the one that will be. You are the. I remember I told you Scorpio is karma. Scorpio is the karma. They delivers the karma in order for transformation to happen, and to help bring transformation on a deeper level. That's what Scorpio does. And people who are Scorpio have a lot of Scorpio in their chart, or if they have Pluto in the 7th house, that's what, or Pluto and Scorpio in the chart, that's what they're having to do. That's what they need to do. It's what this is. Because I own some of the quality. Because see, what happened is that, because I had, which I will talk about another video about me, but what I experienced this year. But I talked about this time, opposites attracting, people who have sun, opposite sun, for example. And if this sun could join the other person's Pluto, they may have cut that person off, but that person's come back around, or they been called to come back to that person's life for a reason, and it may be for temporary, it's for transformational purposes, because that person already took back that, they already stepped into that power, and they already embodied what was in the shadow. They already embodied within them what was in their shadow, on shadow, especially what the other person or the other people were mirroring back to them. They owned it, they acknowledged that. So now it's time for them, because they're on the opposite end of the spectrum now, opposite end of the karmic scales, Libra. And now it's time for them to bring that balance to that person, into what they got to learn. Especially if they have a north node, especially if that person north node is sextile and that person's, or conjoining that person Mars, or whatever the case is. And like I said, chances are it may be temporary. Strong chances may be temporary. It may not be long term, because they may not be a part of that. It's like conclusions happen, because they may not be a part of. They may not be a part of each other's tribe, especially where they going in life. Especially if it's in a separate way that they're going in life. So what people project out, so what people be talking about, okay, I have a lot of Scorpio in my chart, and I have my sun in Sagittarius in the 8th house, Scorpio 8th house. So what people be talking about to us, and I have Pluto in my Oriental planet. I will get into about Oriental planets too. Even another day, I'll make a series about that coming up. And with Scorpios, okay, I'll make a video breaking down about that. So so as stated, those qualities that people projecting onto us, because even like I said, if people were so spiritually woke as they claim, they'll see this instead of talk about some their intents and all that stuff, especially some of the YouTubers that I'm seeing on here. We're the one they projecting on. The reason why they're projecting on to us, because it's about Scorpio. It's about going within the soul, the psyche, and making people face their fears. Those people projecting that out onto Scorpios, or people with a lot of Scorpio in their chart, because they already have that within them. And those people who are Scorpio, have a lot of Scorpios in their chart, they triggering that, especially after they embody that energy later in life. They're gonna be bringing those experiences to those people, just like how other people brought those experiences to them. They're gonna be bringing those experiences to those people. They're gonna be used as a karmic force. That's the 8th house. The 8th is a karmic number. It connected with Saturn. So with that being said, as stated before, people tend to act as, because Scorpio is about personal empowerment. It's about self-empowerment. It's what it is. That's what it's talking about. Scorpios that relates to power, even money, personal empowerment, self-empowerment, money. Meanwhile, Capricorn is about the big money. That's about power as well, the 10th house, as in government, as in with the government, the CEO upstairs. Fame, fortune, status. Same thing like with the 11th house. That's what Aquarius represents. Fame, popularity, status, but also can represent, Aquarius can also represent scams as well. But it's stealing people ideals and working cross purposes. That's what the air signs do pretty much, but it's in a different way. I'll get into that another day. Just like what I was talking about in the general reading just then, about parents having favoritism, or somebody faking the phone, you know, act like those issues, they don't have those issues. Working cross purposes, what I was talking about, that Five of Swords energy that came up. Mental manipulation, emotional manipulation. Here is what that is. The Five of Swords energy. Mind games. Working cross purposes. Yeah. So, because the card represents Aquarius as well. Gemini, Libra. But definitely Aquarius. But as stated, that's the purpose of Scorpio. And that's what Scorpio teaches us that relates to us, because also with Scorpio energy, Scorpio teaches us about, like I said, it more so like we'll probably like we'll project this out. We'll be like, oh, I hope this happened to them. I hope it happened to that person. Karma gonna come back on them. It's gonna get them when it could. Karma gonna come back on them. It's gonna get them. It's gonna come back on them. Here's a question: could it be something that we were thinking in our mindset that could happen, or could it be a desire that we would want it energetically to happen? That we want to speak out, or could it be, or is it us that want to give that person a karma? Because the reason why Scorpio deliver people that karma in return, or reverse energies, so therefore those energies will not be setting on them. Because if you let energy set on you, it can cause depression. It can cause all of that. Is what that is there. I will get more into about it another day, because it goes a whole lot deeper. But that's the video on Scorpio. Because as it's stated, with the phoenix rising from the ashes, and they soaring and they flying away. They're basically flying away like an eagle, They evolve now. That's like the Judgment card in the tarot deck. That's resurrection. They're evolved now. They're evolved. They're moving forward to new and different experiences. They already see what their experience taught them. It turns the higher purpose of their experience. That's Sagittarius that comes after Scorpio. Coming from Scorpio energy is about transmuting. That's about seeing things from a higher perspective. The higher mind, seeing the higher purpose of things, the overall picture. And you got the opposite signs. Sagittarius, South Node, but Sagittarius, the overall picture. Gemini, details. And with the North Node of Gemini, well, we are to align with Gemini energy, meaning that we are to shift our perspective on things, become more open, versus with the South Node of Sagittarius, like by being dogmatic, especially when it comes down to religion, or especially when it comes down to teaching folks to appease people and overlooking things about people being too overly optimistic. At this time, we finally seeing things what they are about these people that we will talk to appease, such as parents, grandparents, gurus, all these people. And as the state, I remember I made a video a while back called Fall of the Hangman. Back here a couple months ago. No, about two months ago. About 2 months ago. 2.5 months ago. The Jupiterian figures, these two Jupiterian figures, meaning people that we was taught to look at as high and mighty, they're falling. And they're going through a profound transformation. Which leads me about Jupiter and Pisces. What I said about people who were last will come first, and people who were first will come last. So people who were peace and gonna fall, versus people who are taking back their power, or coming up, or taking back what was stolen and lost, or how they see things now. And also there are new people even rising up now in different ways, even new spiritual people, And some people that have been out there for quite some time, they done their part. It's time for other people to come along now, step into their purpose, their position, and really lead the world in some way, make an impact on humanity in some way. But these are the energies. But thanks for watching. Until next time, peace and blessings, everyone.